okay, and that's it. But he was using raw links, which is a bad thing to do, because what might end up happening with raw links is he'll get banned, and at the same time he's making some money, a little. He's making a few pennies right now, and that's all he's making. You know, 100 and something altogether. It's like 180, I think he said he made. But that's just a few pennies. But as you notice, it's slowing down. Now he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know how to monetize it and everything else. As you know, Rick, I can shoot up 100 websites today. It's like a store. If you put a store in a corner, it's a brand new store, and I have the best products in the entire Nevada. Okay, people don't know my store unless I advertise, and I get it out there where people are able to get to my store. Well, it's the same thing with your websites. You know, that's all that SEO and stuff like that. I'd rather advertise it offline and have a ton of people going to my website. And buying my product. You know, that's the way I do it. But what he's doing is it's just online, not doing anything to actually drive it, except, you know how he's driving his traffic right now? From a Skype room.
Yeah.
Compliments of who?
Yeah. We won't go. Yeah, I got you.
That's what I'm saying, compliments of who, but I'm not gonna go down and leave that part alone. You know, but there's just so much money to be made with this, and there's enough for everybody. You know, it's a multi-billion-dollar market. So there's enough money for everybody in this business. You know, that's why I don't mind, you know, helping people out and letting them know about this and that. And I just give them a little tidbit of information and stuff, you know, because it's no sweat. I'm not losing anybody.
No.
And if anything, I can monetize it, but I can't make money with it.
Right. Is it all right if we're recording this stuff right now? I'm recording it for myself, but can we share this with our coaching people now or what?
Sure, before I put the other stuff on there, because you don't want them to know about the good stuff yet.
Okay.
You know, well, pretty much, you know, the reason why I say you don't want to know about good stuff, because you want to explain everything. You want to be detailed, because people can hurt themselves too. You know, if they do the wrong thing and then they're getting shut down if they don't do it right. They have to know the back end, and they have to know how to set it up properly and everything else, because if they don't, they're going to be doing stuff, you know, like other people are, and sending them raw links and doing all this other stuff, and then they're getting shut down eventually. Or the advertisers will just quit doing business, you know, shut them down, and that's going to be the end of it. You know, so you don't want to do that. You want to do it the right way. You don't want to, you know, that's your business. You run your own business, and it's a business, and that's what you do, you know, day after day. You know, anybody wants to put websites up and stuff like that, you know, pretty much the websites, it's up to them, you know, as to what websites they want to put up.
But why make it hard?
If they want to do that.
Why make it any harder than it has to be?
You don't want to make it hard for yourself. A lot of people don't even know how to do websites and anything else, but you have to have a hosting account, and it's an absolute necessity, and you have to have at least one domain name. Actually, I would say a couple selected domain names, you know, like what you just got. Good domain name, short, to the point, and it's pretty neutral. And since, you know, you can actually get another one for free right now for the whole year for 12 months. And you want to get another one, but even make it more neutral. I'll think about it and everything else. And if you get the really neutral one that you can use pretty much for everything, you do the same thing. And as you see, I do that. And I showed you a couple of domain names that I work with. And pretty much there's a couple of domain names, my primary domain names that I use. I use others for, like, you know, classiccommunications.com, where I drive people to teach them WordPress. How much do I charge them? I don't charge them anything. I'm teaching them free how to use WordPress online. Okay? Didn't charge anybody anything. You know? So pretty much, you know, even building up a list from it and everything else by itself, you know, in that niche. So, but, you know, I haven't spammed anybody. I don't, you know, send them a ton of email. Eventually I'll send them an email, you know, for different things that they to benefit them, to increase their business. But that's what I said on there. If you look at classiccommunications.com, what did I do? I told people that after they learn WordPress, I'll teach them how to make money online. Okay? And if people don't take advantage of it, that's on them. What am I going to say? You know, that's on them. If people, like I said, they have to take action. You have to be consistent. If you don't take action and you're not consistent in your actions.
So the bottom line, the only thing holding me up right now is getting approval by the CPA networks, and then just go pick the offers that are for Walmart, Best Buy, maybe 3 or 4 others. That's the only thing. And then get those affiliate link, whatever that is, and then redirect my link, my website, redirect that 301 to that link. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah, you're just redirecting it, you know, because if you say, for instance, if I went over here,
and then make some business cards with my laser printer, and then pass them out at all the Walmarts, then the Lowe's, and because I got a Lowe's, I got a Home Depot, I got all these within 5 miles of my house. You know what I
Right.
mean? I got a Lowe's, I got a Home Depot, I've got a Walmart. I don't have a Best Buy. Best Buy is like 30 minutes, but you know what? I'll drive 30 minutes if I'd make $100. I don't have any problem with that.
No, no, it doesn't, to me, the same thing, like when you hit here on your
How many
supplement.
hours a day do you normally do this when you do it?
Um, well, today I'll probably just do it for a couple hours, and that's it. I'll go out for a couple hours, drop my stuff off, and I'll come back in.
And
I'll
you
do
pay
my other
people
stuff.
sometimes to
Yeah.
pass out cards for you too, right?
Oh, not necessarily, like, flyers and stuff, but I do cards, because I do the flyers myself. I want to know exactly where they're placed at and everything else, and select the places. For my cards and everything, oh yeah, I went down over here. I got Star Nursery right down the street from me. You got guys out there standing, basically Latinos, all standing out there every day, and they're trying to make, they're trying to, take care of their family too. So I'll pick them up, tell them $10 an hour. Come on, let's go for a couple hours. I'll take 2 or 3 of them, and we'll go to Fry's Electronics down the street also, around the corner, take the expressway, boom, I'm there, and they'll hit every single car in there, boom, 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 one after the other, and that's it. In less than an hour, I got them again. We're going to the next location. There you go. Turn them loose, and they're ready to go.
I mean, you're releasing you're really dominating when you're doing that, aren't you?
Oh yeah, you're hitting hard, okay, and you're hitting all the places. These people are going to work for you. They're going to work for you for the money, and you get these Latinos. They don't care what the job is. They're going to make, if they're making their money every day, they're going to be right there for you. I drove past there and you see them. Hey, they're waving at me because they know that I'm.
So let's say you're hiring 2 guys. Let's just say this: 2 guys, you're paying them $10 an hour. How many hours in that one day are you working? Are you paying them?
If I hire 2 guys, I'm gonna work 3 hours. Okay, I'm gonna work 3 hours. Maybe if I stretch it, I'm gonna do 4 hours if I really want to stretch it in different locations. Like go way out in this direction or way out in that direction. And I got it all mapped. Before I leave my home, I got it mapped out. Where I'm gonna go, okay, the locations and everything else, I got everything mapped out. Everything's organized as to where I'm gonna go. I'll go right over Star Nursery, pick them up, boom, they jump in the big vehicle, and I'm on my way. Same thing with another thing I'm talking about. It's called a magic box. When you learn about the magic box, it's called magic money too, because it comes magic into your account. Okay, that's something later, and I use those guys for that too. So
let's just focus on this for a moment, and
yeah,
on
I'm
this.
going to. I'm not going to tell you any more about that.
No, that's cool. I mean, my little brain can only handle so many things. I got 2 brain cells left.
Okay.
One's on life support. Okay, so
right.
let's just say you had 2 guys, $10 an hour, which I could hire guys here to do that, and I would gladly do that. So let's say 2 hours each. Let's say you paid them $60. You were generous, do them an extra $10 or whatever. Let's say it cost you $60 for 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
How much is your cards costing you in the ink roughly for that to pass that many cards up?
I can spend less than $100 and get a toner cartridge for my laser printer that'll give me 80,000 copies. And that's sheets per sheet. 80,000 sheets of basically 80,000 sheets of paper. Okay, that's what it does. On each sheet, I can put 10 of these cards.
Are you using just a pair of scissors to cut that? What are you using to cut your cards
up?
up?
I got a cutting board.
How much is the cutting board?
The cutting board cost me probably about $65 for the cutting board. All cheap. I mean, how many people can run a business for less than $100 in this world? Tell me how many people.
No, nobody. I mean, I'm fixing as soon as I get approved, man. Tomorrow, I need to sign up for as many. So I'm in my mind. Okay, so let's say $60 in labor. Let's just say $20 in cards. It's not even that much. Let's just call it. That's $80.
No,
another $20 for gas, maybe.
Right.
Maybe you're buying them lunch. I don't know. Let's say it costs you $100 for one day. Is that fair? For 2 guys and yourself?
No, I don't even do that. I just go on, I pick them up. When they're done, I take them back to Star Nursery. I pay them their money, and it's over. That's it. I don't have to do anything.
So somewhere between. Okay, so your cost for that one day with 2 guys helping for 2 or 3 hours, $75 to $100 at the very most. Everything, gas, everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, for 75.
Easily.
Okay, so you got 2 people helping. You're doing it too. $75 to $100 on the high. On the high end, excuse me. Give me a ballpark of what you think if you're spending $75 to $100. What your goal is? How much money in return? Return on investment? $500, $300?
Oh, you can get into thousands, right? Right. You can get into the thousands. I've had days where I made several $1,000s for a day.
So
You know,
you're
I mean,
telling me you invested $75 to $100 for that one day, counting hiring two
yeah,
people, and you made
yeah,
over $1,000 in one day?
yeah. I had one day where I made it was over $3,000 for the day.
That's
You know, but I
sick, man.
dropped out a lot of cards too. But it's you know at the same time, I mean, what I put into it was nothing compared to what I got out of it.
Are you telling
You
me
know.
that as soon as I get approved for these deals and I get a laser printer and a cutting board, I could be making a couple $100 a day in like 2 or 3 days
Oh
from now?
yeah, you could definitely. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to your location. It's up to you hitting the right areas. We got massive vehicles and people. You know, Rick, I've had people because well, you know, entertainment capital of the world. I've had people stand over there on Las Vegas Boulevard and pass out cards for me. The people that were going by. Okay, I mean, just I tested it to see what it was. I didn't know what it was, and I see these guys passing out cards all the time about these other businesses and stuff like that. So I says, you know something, you know, let me test it too. Let me test it out, and that's what I did. I had them standing on an overpass over there, at Las Vegas Boulevard, going from one casino to the next. But I saw a ton of people going through there, and I made just with that. I probably made about 600 that day just for that alone. And I spent I only got one guy, okay, for 3 hours, $30. All right, and I made a ton of cards up. All right, and gave the cards, put them in a backpack. Gave him the backpack, have all the cards in there, put water in there for him because it gets kind of warm over here, cold water. I said, there you go at it. Every now and then I drive by, check it out, how he's doing and stuff like that, or walk by. Everything was okay, and he's not shy. He's making his money. He's standing there going right up to the people. You know, hey, great business opportunity. You got to check this out. You know, you're gonna make money with it. That's it. Great business opportunity. Check this out. You're going to make money with it. Boom. That's it. And people are going through. A lot of people are guests here in Las Vegas, but those people, they go back to the rooms where they have internet access. You know, hey, pay for your vacation today. This is how. And people go back to the rooms. They check it out. And when they log in, it's free. Free login. Email.
Should I?
Just an email submit.
Should
free
I?
iPad 5.
Should I?
Free iPhone.
Should I get a domain that's a money opportunity deal and do what you're doing, like partner with Paul, kind of kick on that kind of deal that you're doing now too, or should I pick something else? I mean, if it's something you got and you don't want nobody doing, I won't. I mean, the partner with Paul thing that you're doing.
Yeah, I mean they can do it. It doesn't make any difference.
No, I don't know. I mean,
versions and stuff. You know, I mean, it doesn't bother me. As a matter of fact, you have you know the partner with Paul also on Max Money. Okay, Max Money. But I make more with Never Blue with it, so I go with Never Blue it, and they reward me, you know, generously. So I'm, you know, it's great with me.
so every time,
where I get the most money.
so every time you go to a big event, make sure that you go to an event at least once a week or every 2 weeks,
Hey, yeah.
and go to a big event.
You have conventions down here too. You have affiliate marketing conventions, a whole lot of them. Different types of marketing conventions. You have clickbait conventions. You have, you know, it just goes on and on what we have over here. And think about your neighborhood too. I mean, pay attention to your conventions, what you have over there, because remember, they drive cars. You go through whole parking lots and drive these things and drop these things off. These are people who go to these conventions because they want to make money. They want to learn how to make money. So if you're dropping them off, you hit directly on a niche where people are going to be able to, and a lot of these people haven't even heard of it yet. They haven't heard of this stuff. Partner Paul has been around for almost 4 years, you know, and they're still around. Why are they around? They're around for a reason, not because they're not making any money. You know, these are people where they, and people are, why would they go ahead and pay you money for it? Because they're driving these leads in. Remember, sometimes an email